Here again with another The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live episode review video. Of course, I was able to watch the episode early on the YouTube AMC Plus channel, but before I get into all that, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, as well as the main Walking Dead show, or you're just not entirely sure, then I recommend that you pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that does happen to be the case and you find out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And what I want you to do right now is I actually want you to leave your score of the episode in the comment section right now, because I don't want my opinion to influence your decision. And then what you can do is you can write another comment after you hear my thoughts, if you'd like to let me know what your thoughts are on the episode. Of course, what I'll do is I'll put my review of The Walking Dead main show series finale right about here, with about 20 seconds left to go in this video. I'll put my reviews of the Daryl Dixon show right there with about 20 seconds left, as well as my reviews for The Walking Dead Dead City right there, 20 seconds left. Click on those videos if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll put something funny right there. I don't know what I'll put right there, but of course, I love covering The Walking Dead, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel and join the team. Reason why, hey, I do my best to talk about the show first. I know there are people that get their stuff out there first. I know that Busy Braun typically gets his reaction first out of all the YouTube channels that I go to, his live reaction of the episode, but I try to get my review out as soon as I possibly can. Sometimes I record a bunch of different takes of the episode review video, so I do what I can, but I try to be first. That's what I do. I don't wait till the next day to watch it. But anyway, with all that said, this will be The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Season 1, I think, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Become. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. And again, spoiler alert. So we knew there was going to be a returning character, and we had no idea who that was. We find out that that character is indeed Father Gabriel. He kills a walker, and then he looks up at a helicopter, and he starts to pray. And remember, Gabriel knew about the Jadis helicopter thing, him and Negan. So maybe he's like, oh, is that Jadis? It's that Jadis. I miss Jadis. But then again, he got in a relationship with Rosita as well. So I don't know. But anyway, then that was 3 years ago. Or maybe it was more than that. I can't remember what they said at that point in time. But then Rick and Michonne find some noodles, and they actually find a bunch of packets of it. Like not necessarily a lifetime supply of it, but a whole backpack full of ramen noodles they don't find a backpack with them in it, but they have a backpack that they put the ramen or the noodles in. It's not necessarily ramen noodles, but that's what we have here. And as Michonne drives, Rick pulls out the phone that he has with the sketch of Carl on it, and then they stop at like a little shop on the road. There's like license plate signs there and different things. And then Rick and Michonne, they start to make out again. And then they decide that they've found a place to stay for the night. It's like a cabin in the woods type thing. Rick tells Michonne he never let go. He says he denied it, but he never let go. And then Rick and Michonne actually run into some people. They are being attacked by walkers. They even encounter a walker made of stone, and one of the people says apparently that was caused because some of the steam vents, says one of the men. And Michonne's like, they look pretty hungry, so Michonne gives each one of them a pack of the noodles. And then after she does that, one of the men pulls out a gun, and he wants more. Now, the lady that was with them was totally against it. Like, hey, they gave us food, back off, they're nice people. I can't remember what the other guy did. I can't remember exactly what his reaction to that was, if he was against it or for it, but I recognize him from something, but I didn't look it up or anything like that. Some of these characters aren't known until a couple days after the episode is over with, because they don't want spoilers out. But the guy with the gun, he wants more, and they're able to defeat those people pretty quickly, and then Michonne takes back the food, and Rick says, keep your promise, asshole. And then Rick and Michonne go to this cabin in the woods, and Rick actually finds some Johnny Walker Black Label blended Scotch whiskey. Wow. Some of that's still around. It's amazing how much these characters find with the whole world like 10 years into a apocalypse, but they just keep finding random things. I feel like everything should have been picked through by now. But him and Michonne, they drink some of it, and then Rick and Michonne discuss that those folks that they just encountered were lucky that they're the ones that found them. And Rick says that he's surprised that she took away the noodles, and she says they pulled a gun out on them. And then we go back to Father Gabriel getting water. Bless this water, Holy Spirit, it may become your holy water. And then Jadis comes up to Father Gabriel, and this part is 3 years ago. So I think the initial part was also 3 years ago, and this is exactly what happened after that. And she tells him she's alone. Gabriel gives her a hug. She tells him he can't say anything to anyone that she was here. Gabriel mentions mentions Rick dying due to the bridge, and Jadis says he died, like playing dumb. Gabriel says his mistake wasn't trusting her, it was losing faith in her. And then she tells Gabriel she can't talk about the things she's done, a part of it. Jadis, called Anne by Gabriel, so we're going back to that stuff again, says, I forgive you. And then we go to Rick and Michonne, who have been sleeping in this cabin. Good morning, lovebirds. Jadis has found Rick and Michonne at the cabin that they shacked up in for the night. And then Rick and Michonne jump out of bed. Jadis has guns drawn on them. She asks for their weapons. She has Rick get tied up by Michonne, and then Michonne is zip-tied. And Jadis found them because of breadcrumbs that they had left. She saw the noodle wrappers leading to a place with a truck that from the one building, which led her to Rick and Michonne. And Jadis says that she's a defender of the Republic. And Jadis was going to kill them, but they move out of the way just in the nick of time. Rick actually flips the bed over, kind of knocks Jadis back a bit, and Michonne is actually able to wound Jadis with an axe that was there. Jadis runs out. Rick stops Michonne from shooting her. We gotta go. And then we see 2 years ago. So, obviously, Jadis is visiting Father Gabriel every year. Just one time every year. Jadis calls Michonne Rick's wife and says that she looked forward to her visit with Gabriel. Every year she does. And then Jadis mentions what comes after, which is, of course, the final episode that Rick was in until the finale of The Walking Dead. And Gabriel says that the last group that the people at Alexandria encountered took down their walls and eliminated their food source. So anyway, what Gabriel does, he actually gives Jadis a ring. It was supposed to be a ring for Rick, but Rick died, or so he thinks. And he wants Jadis to have the ring as a symbol of hope for her, I guess. I don't know. And she says, next year, same day, same place. And then we have, back to our present time, Rick and Michonne follow Jadis. They ram into her vehicle. Jadis ends up crashing her vehicle into a tree. Jadis walks away from the scene. She runs into those same people that Rick and Michonne encountered previously at the beginning of the episode. Well, not necessarily the beginning. And Michonne, Rick thinks him and Michonne can help Anne/Jadis. He doesn't want to kill her for reasons that, she's got that information about them. The woman that was wearing the woman that was with that group was actually wearing Jadis's trench coat or long coat, whatever you want to call it. And it's a trap. So Jadis says 4-on-2, people are a resource. So they keep quoting Negan's people are a resource thing. And then the woman ends up getting bitten by it wasn't a variant walker, but it looked cool. Probably another walker that got affected by some steam. And then we go to 1 year ago. Jadis meets with Gabriel again. Jadis still won't tell Gabriel stuff. She's being very secretive. And then Jadis actually kisses Gabriel. And Jadis, whatever you want to call her. And Jadis wants to come back to Alexandria, but she just can't. Or is that what Gabriel said? I think actually I put Jadis by mistake. Gabriel wants Jadis to come back to Alexandria. And then Jadis actually apologizes for turning Gabriel into a loose end and pushes him down to the ground and then says, "I'm sorry," and pulls her gun out on Gabriel. And then we go to the current time. Rick tells Jadis how about we talk. She yells, "I'm not a traitor like you." Jadis says, "If I get killed by walkers, your kids are dead." And then Jadis comes out, puts her arms out, and there's walkers behind her. And then Michonne has her in her sights, and then Michonne kills the walkers that are behind Jadis. And then Jadis talks about Major General Beale and that he was going to give Rick the echelon briefing that they've referred to a few times, the moment that he returns. And Michonne says that Jadis is right. This can't end with us going home. And Rick says he'll go back and Michonne will go back to Alexandria. And then Rick and Michonne put down their weapons. Michonne makes it look like that she's leaving. And Jadis puts down one of her weapons. And then Rick tells Jadis she's looked better. And then Jadis pulls out another gun, the one that she got from Rick, and says she just doesn't trust Rick and Michonne. And then we go back to the Father Gabriel stuff with him laying on the ground or, out in the woods. And, he tells Jadis she's lying to herself. "You're lying to yourself. You keep coming back here. You never left." And then Jadis says, "You're wrong. I'm not." And then Gabriel's like, "Well, go ahead. Shoot me. Make me understand. Show me who you are." Then we go back to present time. Michonne says, "Drop it," as she had found another gun, and then Jadis is like, You double crossed before I could double cross you. It's a good plan before I double crossed you." And then Michonne repeats, "Drop the gun before I kill you." And then Jadis is bitten right up here. There's no coming back from that, unfortunately. And Jadis says, "I was tired of losing everything I ever had. I was finally a part of something that could have lasted. I couldn't lose another community. I knew if I didn't kill you, I drew up the dossier to protect myself." Back to Gabriel. She tells Jadis, she tells Gabriel to go, and then he says he'll see her next year, and he already showed me my answer. The dossier, it's in my room at the Cascadia base that they were at in a previous episode. Just destroy it and go home. And she says the CRM will bring the world back, and then Michonne says they're coming for the CRM. Michonne says we're going to stop the CRM because she doesn't like what the CRM does. And Michonne says that the CRM is not the answer. They must end. And then Rick says, "You kept us alive for a reason." And Jadis says it was never about survival in that life. It was about the truth. And Jadis did all the paintings that were at the Hilltop Alexandria. I don't know if we knew that before. I can't remember if we showed the signature. It's been a while since I watched the season 9 episodes. And then 2 years. And then this is the end of my story. My piece. And then Jadis tells Rick about what Gabriel said about Rick wanting to marry Michonne on the bridge. And then she gives Rick the ring that Gabriel had given to her that he had found. And she says, "Go ahead. Do what you said you would do. Please." And then Rick pauses and then shoots Jadis in the head. And then Rick's talking to Michonne, and he says, "To my last breath, I am yours," and proposes to Michonne. So this episode's gotten really deep all of a sudden. And then Michonne says, "I'm yours." They start to kiss. They're officially engaged. And then we have the current time with Gabriel, or whenever it is, around this time. He shows up for Jadis again, and she's not there, and he's sad that she isn't there. And then we see that Anne has been buried, and then a helicopter flies off, and that's the end of the episode. So I didn't expect... Well, I guess there was rumors, there was talk that Jadis was going to die in this episode. We did not see Silas in this episode, so I thought for her to die, we would have to see Silas. But we saw Gabriel, and we saw her getting intimate with Gabriel, and it had me worried. Jadis has never been one of my favorite characters on The Walking Dead, but that's me seeing her on The Walking Dead. Jadis was awesome on The Walking Dead World Beyond, and Jadis was awesome on The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live. So it's conflicting because I hated her annoying character on The Walking Dead, but I really liked her on these other two shows. So, it's sad to see her go. I wish she would have stuck around. I assume that Pearl Thorne will probably take over her role as like the sidekick villain, but I'm not entirely sure what Pearl Thorne's, what she'll do. But yeah, crazy stuff. Rick proposing to Michonne. Father Gabriel back. This episode is a 10 out of 10. This one hit me a little bit. I didn't expect to get some moments in this episode. Rick and Michonne are engaged. Crazy. Anyway, you've heard all my thoughts. Now, of course, it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, or any iteration of The Walking Dead, make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. You better share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode. I hope you already left your score before you heard me talk about it. Anything else that you want to put? What are your predictions for what is the finale? I don't know if it's a season finale or series finale. They just said finale. I did watch the trailer, but leave your thoughts on what you think will happen. Remember to click right here for my Walking Dead series finale review video. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and you never know what you're going to see on JDEV TV.